Which is Judge and I. Zoom or something? What's this judge?
You know what? It records. It's kind of in place of Zoom. It's a means for us to stream. It's called the Owl. And
Called what?
the Owl.
Al?
The Owl, yes. And we have on order the strips to put so that we won't have any trip hazards. It's solely a trial run that we did also with the zoning hearing board.
And I know it's staring at Mike.
You start talking to all of this.
Oh, really?
All right.
Okay, that's just freaky.
Yeah, it is. And so they're looking at him. I can see why they call it an owl.
It's a
Looks
historic
like an
day.
owl.
We're flying helicopters on Mars and there's owls watching this.
You can call me out.
All righty, I'm over this. I'd like to call the Muhlenberg Township Board of Commissioners meeting to order for Monday, April 19, 2021. All please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and please remain standing for a memorial moment.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a memorial moment for Fabio Franco, who passed away March 15, 2021. She was the mother of Detective Ray Caraballo. Thank you. For the minutes, we did have an executive session held before tonight's meeting to discuss various personnel matters. We have no public presentation for tonight's meeting, so we'll move on to the first public portion of time for residents and taxpayers to address the board for matters of concern. We ask you allow the person addressing the board to speak to the board so we can answer their questions. We have one member of the community signed in, that's Mrs. Fansner. So if you could come up, Mrs. Fansner, at 9:15, Sophia's Lane, we greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Hello, thank you. I'm here to talk about the impact of the Amazon facility on Patriot Parkway to the residents of Sophianis Road. It is not true that that is in a non-residential area. It is a residential area. In addition to our neighbors in Riverdale and Dogwood Place, my family and I live on the road. We have pets, we have children. My 98-year-old aunt lives on the road, and it's been quite a concern. I'd first like to thank Mr. Harris and the Muhlenberg Police Department, especially Officer Honor, who have been very courteous, professional, and very quick to respond to our concerns. But the problem remains. We recently had an appraisal done on our home. And one of the comments on the appraisal was the excessive amount of commercial traffic on our road. There was a situation with truckers long-term parking on the road, parking, going back in their cabs, staying for hours overnight. And Mr. Harris very kindly put in some boulders, parking sign, no parking signs and boulders to prevent that. And as he predicted, I didn't believe him, but he was correct. Then they just resorted to double parking. That was the response to removing the more safe parking. They've been double parking in the road. And Mr. Harris has multiple pictures that I've sent. And again, I do really appreciate the fact that the police department responds, but I'm not going to be calling them every time there's a truck parked on our road. I do know they have more pressing concerns, but the amount of traffic, the speed at which the truckers and the employees go down our road. If you try to obey the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, they will pass you in an attempt to get by you, coming and going. The litter is unbelievable. And again, I thank you for sending the crew out. There was litter removal about 2 weeks ago. And that was very much appreciated. I hope we could perhaps be on a permanent rotation of litter removal. The urine bottles, where they toss out their urine that they've collected over their long haul. Broken glass. My dog had his pad torn open. It's an unsafe situation. We're afraid to go out to our mailboxes. We feel like we take our life in our hands to go out to the mailbox because there actually still is some visibility issue with the slight hills in the road. You can't see them coming and they're going at excessive speeds. So I know that the police department is patrolling regularly and we do appreciate that, but we were hoping for some sort of more permanent attempt to deal with this traffic. We feel Amazon should be responsible for keeping their truckers from long-term double parking, providing them a place so they don't feel they need to do their 30-minute timeout or gather their directions, whatever they're doing when they're sitting on our road. I think Amazon could be asked to do a road cleanup. Since again, we've had COT and DECA and All-Star, which is now Aurelio, we've never had this problem with the businesses there. It's just the volume of traffic and their lack of concern for the safety of the residents on the road. So I would just ask that you look into what options we have to keep the traffic, obeying the speed limit, not double parking, and cleaning up the trash they're leaving.
Brian, we met with representatives of Amazon.
Yes, I deal with Kevin Schroyer. I spoke with him 2 weeks ago and he indicated to me that they're advising everybody at the guard shack, look, if you need to take time, do it in our facility, don't do it out on the road. I think it would be a reasonable course of action. I could certainly draft a letter to Mr. Schroyer and let him know. Obviously we had a concerned resident here. On top of that, I think in regards to the speeding, Chief, you can please get the track shooter out there as soon as possible. I think it's going to be a combination of a couple different things. I think we're going to need to stay on them. Our police are going to need to have interaction. I'm going to need to keep, hounding on them. So I'd be happy to send a letter out. And if we need to boulder off another area, we can certainly do that if they find a new spot to park.
I share your concerns. I'm the resident of Dogwood Place. An hour, so I actually run up Sofianos, and you're absolutely correct. They fly and they double park. They take their 10-hour breaks right in the middle of the road. I addressed this past summer with Brian, and I haven't been out lately at the times I normally run, but I can assure you that your concerns are heard, and we're trying to work through it. I know there was communication with Amazon earlier, maybe November, or even earlier than that, October. They have signs posted inside their buildings, and I appreciate the boulders that we put at those spots, but these guys, a lot of them are owner operators. They come from New Jersey. They have no vested interest in our area, and they fly. The employees fly up that road, and it's dangerous.
I sent Brian and Jim a picture Sunday where I came up Sophia's and there were 2 trucks there. And you can't get by the truck. When you're coming, when you're passing the truck, if there's somebody else coming the other way, it's very dangerous. And one of the concerns I had, and I expressed this to Brian earlier, was the fact that I came off Route 12 on the River Road and came upon a 16-wheeler right in front of the Coast Guard, and he wasn't sure where to go. and there was no way he could turn around. So I went to him and told him what he did wrong. He should have gone 61 and gone to the entrance that way, but then I took him through the residential way to get to Amazon. And he thanked me, but I when he came out, I was there again and he stopped and I went over to him and I said, you can't do your GPS here, do it back. You know, so one of the concerns I had with River Road, we talked about the bridge further on down that we're going to be spending a lot of money to fix. That's a 16,000-pound bridge max. So I don't know what an 18-wheeler or 16-wheeler are. I don't know what they weigh, but if that person would continue straight to maybe to get around, that could have been a problem on that bridge. I think Amazon, I'm hoping they're going to be good neighbors. I mean, we want them here. I mean, we don't want them here, but I mean, they bring a lot of business here. But they really should be putting a sign on Route 12 saying, you know, not an entrance for, you know, for Amazon or second exit to on the right. They should be taking care of a lot of it. The urine on the street. I mean, those are things I think they should be able to pass on to their.
Yeah, I think the best scenario, and I wasn't aware of it, was that this bad of a problem until tonight, that, you know, we have to hit them in the pocketbook because the carriage, Commissioner Peter's point, a lot of them are independent operators and aren't even controlled by Amazon. So I didn't realize it was that bad. I heard it was getting bad. We haven't had much luck with signage and different language barriers and them not caring. So I don't know what else we can. We have to do stuff that hits them in the pocketbook as best as we can until they start to clean up. Besides all the signage, everything, because we're getting them coming down they're coming down, trying to turn up Snake Hill Road because they're missing turns. So they're starting to impact that entire community, and you or residents are getting it the worst. So we have to come up, I think, with a solid game plan. I know Commissioner Lurch has been involved too, to make sure that we're doing everything we possibly can to make sure that it's not acceptable when we hit them or we get them hardest, and those independent haulers, I know it's in their pocketbook, and whatever we have to do that, I think we'll get right on it as soon as we possibly can. I don't know if Mr. Setley, our solicitor, has any further recommendations other than what we're doing.
Is street parking allowed on the road where they're parking?
By that same token, the road itself is, I don't know when the last time it was painted or striped. There's, you know, people often go on the others, like you said, you know, there's not even double lines to say, hey, you're on the wrong side of the road here. The road itself has no demarcation, and there's no, often that sign at the end on Hartman Road and Sophianos, that gets taken out once a year, and there's no turn sign anymore because it gets hit so often. Nobody, I don't know if it's a business there that tries to keep up with it, but you know, it gets taken out at least once, maybe every 6 months. So signage needs to be better as well.
So I thank you, Christine, for coming. I had some contact from Dancers about the issue, and I did talk to Brian. Brian did tell me some of the things that we were doing to kind of mitigate and remediate the issues. And I do want to thank the police department and our officers for being very responsive. So I mean, those things are good to hear. I did not know that like the waste bottles and those kind of things were as bad as it was, or the speeding was as bad as it was. I really thought it was more aligned to the trucks themselves being done apart. I mean, the township has taken speeding issues to heart all over the township. I mean, I get passed on River Road, at least twice a week. And River Road is lined and painted and marked 30 miles an hour, and people just don't care. The policemen down and patrolling that area, and we do have, our little radar sign up says you're going as fast, but they just do what they want to do. So I think if we keep our communication open to Amazon and Commissioner Malinowski's point that we go after the truckers, maybe just increase patrols for a while and let them know we're serious about it. We do want to be welcoming to business, and you know, when we learned Amazon wanted to come, and this was a great thing. But, you know, we're sorry that there's a lot of issues, but I did want you to come in person to hear some of the discussion, that we do take these things seriously. So thank you and your family for coming out, and, you know, we'll do what we can for you.
Thank you for the invitation and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to speak under the first public portion? Okay, well, we'll move on to the agenda, and Brian, just on that matter, because it's such an important issue, and Commissioner Miller said, let's ensure that we continue to update the board and progress and everything that's happening, because it's getting worse and worse, and throughout the entire community, not just in those neighbors, and those trucks just not going around. We had this top back in the day too, when they first came in, and remember trucks going everywhere, ruining guardrails, going through Muhlenberg Park. I mean, quite honestly.
And there is signage when you're on Liza's Bridge. When you get to the turn there is signage, I think, and it says no, I don't know what it is, no commercial vehicles, or local trucks, or whatever it says. I don't know that there's one that specifically says like Amazon to the left. I don't know that there's a board that says what the businesses are that stand there, maybe.
There used to be.
There used to be.
Okay.
It just gets hit.
And Amazon may want to donate or try to help us. The other problem, I don't remember, I might have been the only one here, is so we were made it in several languages, if anyone remembers that, because a lot of the independent haulers did not just speak English, and that was part of the problem. They didn't know, and unfortunately, it's a problem we have to deal with to keep our community okay. But I remember, I think we put it up in 2 based on the recommendation of Todd, of what their independent haulers, what they're, because there's so many different dialects of stuff, but whatever it is, I think if we get some communication from them and do the signage, chief does his thing, and just try as best we can to know that Amazon doesn't want bad press about this, I'm sure. So I would hope not anyway.
Do you ever see them try to make a turnaround down the bottom of Snake Hill?
Yeah, well, they ruined the guardrail, that's why the guardrail.
Every time.
Yeah. Okay. We'll move on to the consent agenda. I need a motion to approve the entire consent agenda.
Move.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Noes, if any. The ayes have it, so ordered. Any unfinished business?
The only thing I'd like to mention, regarding the commissioner's minutes, Mr. Wolfender did point out that I had him as an abstain on one of the votes. It was just an incorrect plug-in in the minutes. So I did amend the minutes. The minutes that will be posted tomorrow are the correct minutes that show that he obviously voted in favor of the mowing contract with PennDOT.
Thank you. We'll move on to new business. I need a motion to approve payment of bills presented by the Director of Finance and Customer Service.
Move.
Second.
Any questions or comments on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Noes, if any. The ayes have it, and so ordered. I need a motion to accept the first quarter financial report.
Move.
Second.
Any questions or comments? My only question, Brian, is what I asked you earlier, if that percentage is higher for public works because of snow removal, right?
Yes.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Noes, if any. The ayes have it, so ordered. I need a motion to approve payment application number 12 to Bolton Construction in the amount of $39,043.42 for work associated with public works maintenance facility project.
Move.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Noes, if any. The ayes have it, so ordered. I need a motion to approve payment application number 8 to Vision Mechanical in the amount of $6,801.76 to work associated with the public works facility.
Move.
Second.
Questions or comments on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Noes, if any. The ayes have it, so ordered. I need a motion to approve payment application number 4 to Pioneer Pole Buildings in the amount of $32,800.32 for work associated with the public works maintenance facility.
Move.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Noes, if any. The ayes have it, and so ordered. I need a motion to authorize reducing the Burke 61 letter of credit based on the engineer's recommendation.
Move.
Second.
Questions or comments on the motion?
Question, could you explain that?
Sure, the current letter of credit, we actually have a bond, this is Burke 61, which is the carbon light project. Typically during a project, we'll draw down the letter of credit, over, kind of milestones. They did not do that during this project, so the original bond amount for Burke 61 was $3 million. They finally requested a reduction in that amount. I received the letter from Tom Unger today. They are recommending us retain $445,000 for the remaining improvements, including the contingency. They are actually going to provide us with a letter of credit. Once I get the letter, it's very specific to them. It needs to be an evergreen clause in there that doesn't sunset. I'm anticipating getting that updated letter of credit from them. I'll ship it over to Mike Setley. Once we're satisfied, then I'll release the remaining, the bond amount.
Thank you, Brian. Any further questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Noes, if any. The ayes have it, so ordered. I need a motion to authorize advertising ordinance 600, which authorizes participation in an intergovernmental agreement for the implementation of a multi-municipal joint comprehensive plan.
Move.
Second.
Any questions or comments on the motion?
I just want to comment, this will help us move forward with the updating of our comprehensive plan and enable us to work with partners to bring in the Knox County Planning Commission to help guide us on our way. The commissioners and the planning commission for this township did have a kind of a kickoff exploratory fact-finding mission with David Hunter, the director, excuse me, of Berks County Planning. It was a very good meeting, very good start, and we think we can get this done in-house. But in order to have county assistance, they would like to see us partner with the Muhlenberg School District and the Borough of Laureldale. So that's what this ordinance is for.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any further questions or comments?
Just thought that the meeting was very good, very positive, and very productive.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any further questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Noes, if any. The ayes have it, so ordered. I need a motion to authorize the township manager to dispose of the 2014 financial documents for the Pennsylvania Records Retention Act.
Move.
Second.
Any questions or comments on the motion?
Does this have anything to do with human resources request?
Yeah.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah, per the PA record retention manual, they give a set lifespan of a given document that needs to be maintained, and most of the financial documents are a 7-year period. So we have a room over here that all the boxes are labeled. When they filed them in 2014, it says dispose of in 2021. So for the most part, we come down here, we're able to see what needs to go.
Thank you.
Any further questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Noes, if any. The ayes have it, so ordered. Other new business?
You know what, Mike, I do have one item of new business. I received late in the day today an email from Tom Unger. Hay Road Luxury Apartments is requesting a reduction in their letter of credit as well. I would like the board to entertain a motion to reduce the Hay Road letter of credit based on the engineer's recommendation dated April 19th, 2021.
What's the numbers?
They are reducing it. The reduction amount is $1,077,000 and change.
That's what they want reduced?
That's what's being reduced from the letter of credit, yes.
From 1,077,000.
What's that?
What was
The total letter of credit was around 2.3.
So we feel that the remaining is sufficient for any needs that they still have left.
Yep, I got, like I said, Tom said, he sent me an email today, and he said the board can release the letter of credit all forward to the board. Take a look.
So I need a motion to entertain the reduction in the Hay Road LOC, as recommended by System Design Engineering by 1.5 million.
Moved. Second,
Any further questions or comments on the motion?
that's a beautiful facility up there. They're really doing top-notch work. Matter of fact, Steve Dunkel said, our codes officer, when he goes in there, it's top-notch.
Good. Okay.
You didn't ask for one other thing.
Roll call vote, please. No, I don't.
You don't need a vote.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those if any, the ayes have it, so ordered. One item under new business, Brian.
Sure.
I don't know, we don't need any official action, but, as soon as we come up with a date for the public works facility, a dedication, so we can advertise it for the public, I think the public should be invited to attend also. This is their money.
Yep.
And it's a beautiful facility coming along, so as soon as we can get that date out there for people, and before we get all of the equipment and heavy stuff going, I bring people through where it's 100% active, right?
Yeah.
So as soon as we get that, with Jeremy and the guys, get that be published, please.
We'll do.
Place is awesome.
Okay, any other comments under the public portion? Well, okay, staff comments. Chief, you have anything back there?
No, sir, not tonight.
All right, thanks for coming tonight, we appreciate that. Mr. Gomez.
We're working through the planning process for Spring Fiesta, June 12th. So other than that, that's our first event for the year. So
We're all greatly looking forward to having an event again. Brian,
PC meeting, this Wednesday at 7, the planning commission just wants to pin down, the informational tent that they're gonna have at Spring Fiesta. The only other item of business on the planning commission agenda for Wednesday, we received a formal withdrawal of an application for the Yan Fang Lee plan, which if you remember, that was a grand facility on 11th Street that has been lingering for, 6 or 7 years. So they're finally pulling that off the table. We don't have to worry about time extensions. May 5th, zoning hearing board will meet, and that is it.
all right, thank you, Brian. Mr. Lurch, you're up first, Commissioner.
Well, so what's the phrase? It was the best of times, it was the worst of times, or the worst of the best of the good. Anyway, amazing things going on. Yeah, there's a lot of stressful things taking place. But wow, what a world we live in where they flew a helicopter on Mars. That just boggles my mind. I was interested in the space program when I was a kid, and it interests me to this day. And there's reasons that humanity goes exploring. So, I look at those kind of things, in contrast to all the bad news that we hear. And it's like the bad news seems to get the biggest headlines and the most hype and the most discussion, but there are so many good things taking place. And when you boil that down into this community, there are really good things taking place. The mall is gone, and it's starting to look a lot better. So we're moving forward with plans. We have a comp plan, we're gonna start, and, good things will come from that. People are starting to come out, people are getting vaccinated. So, we're still wary of COVID, but we're starting to get together. Spring Fest is gonna come, and Riverfest is gonna happen. So, there's just some really great things happening. And tonight, you got to see your government at work. We have a resident has a legitimate issue. We're trying to be business friendly, but we still have some issues, and we're gonna try to work as a team to fix these things. So, it just makes me feel good inside. It's like, yeah, all the bad news gets the headlines, but it's the good things that happen that keep us moving from day to day. So thank you all for coming out and taking part in your local government.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Inbound.
Yeah, I think we should acknowledge our IT department, Joe Mensch and Joe Capelupo, for their excellent job on the Muhlenberg magazine. How many of you folks get the magazine? 2 of you, you should all get it if you're in the Muhlenberg. It's beautiful. It's informative. The idea of highlighting and showcasing businesses is something that's taking place. It all helps, brings the community together. They have great articles. Chief, the acknowledgement of the officers in the magazine was excellent. That way the community gets to see who's working for them. That's how we develop relationships. It was just a fantastic job. So shout out to Joey and Joe. Okay, and Brian and Jim, because they had it. Okay? I don't want to forget you guys. Did I forget anybody else?
Everybody contributed.
Did I? Everybody contributed? Okay. Shout out to everybody that contributed. That's that. All right, yeah, I don't want to just say, but I mean, they did put it together and stuff, right?
Mike, your article's next, by the way. Because you're wonderful for someone.
Yeah, good job. I mean, hey, we got something going on over that magazine, like no other municipalities are doing. It's south, we can reach out all the time, make sure everybody knows what's going on and how we're growing. That's it, I'm done.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Wolf.
Thanks for being my warm-up man.
Oh, was that you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
No, I just wanted to talk about the newsletter, because we all get phone calls at home. And Commissioner Imhoff is correct. The magazine's great. I wouldn't have read it unless I got it from here. And that's one of the problems. I got a phone call from a resident who said, I got the newsletter. Why don't you stop making it? And I said, don't you like it? Oh, I like it, but no one reads it. Sort of like some people don't even know where Jim Dietrich Park is, but nobody reads it. I said, you could save money because no one reads it. And I was thinking to myself, we put a lot of effort in this newsletter. I mean, it just printing it and sending it out is quite a few dollars, but it also has to be organized and put together. We're, I think, the only municipality that does it, and I love it, but I didn't get one. How many people here did I get a newsletter? It goes out.
They're out in the lobby.
It goes out in the bulk mail, and they don't care when bulk mail comes out. There's stuff in the newsletter in here that's going to be happening maybe this weekend that I would know about unless I pick this thing up in this building, which is the problem with bulk mail. I mean, every time the mailman comes, I go out and say, "Where's my newsletter?" It doesn't happen. So Joey said they just let them lay. They send them out whenever they want to. Some people got theirs the first couple of days. Other people, like just Elm Avenue, we have to wait.
Yeah, I haven't gotten mine yet, Brian.
Yeah, so you're not.
From the weather.
It's also, yeah, it is on the web, but it is a beautiful newsletter, and we really do. I mean, there's a lot of good information here that we can use throughout the year. We shouldn't be throwing them away. But I agree with that lady in that there's so many people that they get it in the mail and they throw it out, and it's a shame because this is something that I think I'm very proud of that we do.
I didn't mean to steal your thunder. I had no idea you were going to say that. But they're right, the magazine's right here in the alcove. Okay.
In the back also, there's some back there.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
Thanks, Commissioner. And I never realized how many people didn't get it. I thought it was just phenomenal where I lived at. So that's interesting. Muhlenberg Park, I don't know, maybe we have to come up with a better way to deliver it or get it into the residents' hands.
Let's put something on the web that if you didn't get yours, that where they're available, and that maybe they'll be here as soon as the USPS gets their gas and more gas in their trucks or whatever it is, hold them up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
That's funny you didn't get that.
Yeah.
I got one,
But Steve's point, Commissioner Wilson's point, we put so much work into it, expense and time into it. It's a shame that, like you said, I get into it, it's like events have gone and passed. Not that if I would or wouldn't participate, you can't even talk about it because it's gone. So I don't know how we generate a little more of a buzz to our residents. That's an important, especially new residents. It's such an important piece of literature that we invest in. How we, you know, I don't know.
TWP might be the only magazine in the country that's actually
So
increasing.
you know, on the back of all of our volunteer river shirts, I just checked out our TWP magazine, you know, stuff like that. So we should think through about how to get the word out a little more. Anyway, thank you, Steve.
well, just on that, are we gonna have them available at Spring Fiesta?
We are.
Okay.
Commissioner Pena.
Yeah, I just wanted to encourage everybody to get outside. Weather's getting better. Community's getting better as a whole. Additionally, I wanted to thank our police department. You know, they tread a line every day to keep our community safe. And I feel like they're pretty stellar in doing so. You know, it's been some trying times this past few years, and they work like heck to really you know, keep our community safe. It's not easy. We have a lot of different tapestries here in the township, and I'm just really proud of them. So like to give a shout out and thank them for everything that they do. Pleased with our magazine. I think this one here was one of the best that we've ever come out with. So I'm pleased with the staff and everybody that's behind that. And yeah, just encourage, you know, spring's here finally, I believe, and get out there, enjoy yourselves, stay positive, and get out there and interact with your neighbors in a good way.
Thank you, Commissioner Levy. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. It seems like it's still pretty nice evening. Just very quickly, just for the record, or anyone watching, is if everyone's read in the paper, the American Rescue Plan, the Biden $1 trillion plan that's giving local governments money. Muhlenberg Township, along with their school districts, receiving money. We're receiving a little over $2 million that we will receive some this year and some next year. Just to be clear, we didn't ask for it per se. We're getting it. We're going to spend it appropriately. We believe that the COVID impacted us. We think around between $500-600 grand. We probably estimate from an operational standpoint would be where it impacted us. But we're being given this money. We can't turn it away. So just so you know, we're going to use our responsibility as a board here to use that money best we can. I even try to I asked Brian to see, could we give something back to the community, and we'll do that the best we can fiscally responsible. I went to buy everyone a trash can, but we collect so much trash, it costs $500,000, so I didn't want to do that. But just so you know that it is a large amount of money. I'm not sure, I think the county's got like 83 million. So it's a lot of money that was given by the government. It's our tax dollars anyway, but we can only use it for certain things. So it's not like we're getting an influx of money that we can just go spend however we want. But I just want, for the record, that we will be responsible in how we spend that money, only to better our community the best we can. So we didn't ask for it. We don't have to pay it back. But we will, we're happy that, you know, at least we weren't excluded, I guess is the right way to say it. So we'll take that, do what we can do with it. So thank you again for coming. Enjoy the start of spring. We are having a Memorial Day service again. You can't make it next month. So the person who's doing this wonderful service, if you can get there at Jim Beach Park, please get there. So thank you all. Have a good evening.
Second motion.
All right, guys. See you, Michael.
Yeah, I came in the other door. Joe was up,
You're right. Tell you what.
We're in the same area. We didn't get salaries.
Anyway.
More information in there.
Haven't seen it since-
No, somebody said that.